Today we have to talk about an indicator that has every major pullback predicted when Bitcoin was overheated. And I'm gonna show you to which exact levels Bitcoin might be pulling back here in the imminent short term, and from which levels we can take advantage of that to position ourselves for the next move to the upside with some new long positions. And if you think that is interesting, then definitely smash up the like buttons, hit the subscribe button, and also activate the bell so that you will never miss out on these important updates. And now let's get directly into today's content here. Here on the weekly chart, I want to start off with the weekly chart. We can clearly see that Bitcoin got now rejected and is moving here a little bit into lower levels here around $34,000. We got rejected here from $35,500, and I told you yesterday, guys, that here this parallel upward sloping channel is right now the respective channel that Bitcoin is trading in, which is absolutely fine, and I don't believe that anytime soon we will actually come down and test the bottom of it. Of course we cannot rule this out, but I just don't see that happening, and I'm going to show you in a moment why I believe that. So still everything is fine. If we close this weekly candle now in the next 2 days at these levels, we are absolutely golden. The bull market is then 100% back. If we drop, let's say, to $30,000, then we potentially get tortured for another week before we have a weekly close around these levels where we are at right now. When we are going then to the 1 hourly chart, so to a way lower time frame, we can clearly observe that Bitcoin is respecting a range here since we broke above $34,000 and are bouncing here up and down between 33,700 and to the upside 34,870. That is the range that we are playing in right now. Every time when we get close to the bottom, that gives you a long opportunity on the shorter time frames to trade it back into resistance and taking that profit and open then a short position all the other way around. And yeah, there you can actually make here some really quick and nice money. I like to play ranges because once you have your first two confirmation points, so you had here one, you had here one, and then to the downside you had here one and here one, that normally tells you, okay, we're about to form a range, and then you can start playing it. So you could have played it here already once, you could have then played to the downside another time, and then you could have technically here longed this again for a potential retest into resistance here. I want also to let you guys know it is Friday, so a false move in Bitcoin might be looming here over the next coming hours. You guys to be aware of that. Market makers like to do that to trap longs or shorts over the weekend in a specific range and then reverse the move on a Monday. So we might get a really quick wick to the downside, or we might get a really quick move here to the upside. Be prepared for that, guys, because it is Friday and the markets are going to close in I think 6 hours, 7 hours, something like that. Most of the time it's happening in the UK session. In the UK it's right now, what time is it? It's like 1 p.m. I think. So they're 3 to 4 hours in that kind of time frame. Most likely we're gonna see that false move happening. So if we would lose that range to the downside, then the next level of support would be $32,560. If we break to the upside, then as I showed you yesterday, there's not much stopping Bitcoin to snap to $37,000, $38,000. Now, when we are talking about the indicator that has predicted every pullback in a rally for Bitcoin, then I'm talking, of course, about the RSI, because the RSI is a momentum indicator and tells you where the momentum is shifting to. So now, when you look here in 2021, in January, we had here the RSI at 90 almost percent, so it was 89.5. January this year, it was 89.38%, and now we were at 88.49%. So here I want to make a really important remark, and that is that when Bitcoin hit $69,000, the RSI was not at overbought levels. Remember, we got the top here in October, November, we were close to 80, but we were not really there. And then we created that lower high, which was then technically confirming a bearish divergence, and that was then a reversal sign that we were going to the downside. So, but also when we're getting here in really, really high levels of the RSI, that shows us that the market is overheated, or in that sense, Bitcoin is overheated, and that we need a correction. I want to show you now on the candles how that is usually unfolding on that daily chart. So now when we are looking at it, you see here at the top, here, so there was most likely here this green candle. Let me zoom in here a little bit more. So you see that is kind of coinciding with the RSI, and then we got a small pullback. The RSI was continuously trending down, but the price action was jumping back here to the upside until we got a full reset on the RSI, and then price action continued to rally. So if we would do something similar like this right now, then we see that potentially that pullback is more or less already over. Give it maybe the weekend to complete, because we got here our massive spike to the upside with the top of the RSI, and now we are pulling back to whatever level we are going to pull back, and then we should see here another upwards move potentially into $40,000 or close to it, with then a greater pullback and then continuation. So that is what I'm looking at right now. So when we're looking at levels that we have to watch for that potential pullback here to the downside, then I'm still looking at the 31,700, $31,200 level here in that support area. When we are going here a little bit backwards, you see there is nothing, absolutely nothing for quite some time here in that region where we are at right now. So there's only resistance above us and there is underlying support beneath us, but price action wise there's not much in that area that we are trading in right now, which tells us that we are kind of no man's land, and as long as Bitcoin is not making a decisive decision in which direction we are going, we should be vigilant when it comes to these moves in Bitcoin. But here on the 12-hourly chart, what we can see that we have here a potential full reset already. The RSI is trending here a little bit lower. The stochastic RSI is almost fully reset, and the MACD might be also giving us continuation in the imminent short term. When we're looking at liquidation levels, then also here you can clearly see the levels that I just pointed out, $31,700 and here $31,300. Also here on the liquidations and on the VPVR, making a lot of sense for Bitcoin pulling back to these levels to take out some liquidity here on the liquidation levels and then send it back up to liquidate all the shorts to the upside, because we see here in this kind of range that we have more shorts piling up than longs. So it would make sense to just grab a little bit long liquidity to the downside and then send it to the upside with a short squeeze. Around $31,000, $32,000 will be a really good entry for new long positions. And guys, don't forget, if you want to trade with me together, do this on BYBIT. You still get $30,000 absolutely for free for using my specific link here, or on BitGet there you still get $8,000 for free and $15 only for signing up with my specific link. So definitely take advantage of that. And if you have signed up with one of my links and you have at least $250 in your account, then you can also go here below to the link for my Discord and join the Discord, just going to the verification bot of BYBIT, or you write me privately or my team a message on the Discord if you have a BitGet account, and we gonna then let you in manually until we figured a better solution for BitGet, but we don't have one for now. So yeah, and you definitely want to be in this Discord, because I gave, for example, yesterday a CFX signal that is really crushing it. Let me just see where I have it. I have it here. There you see we are up 30%, $2,700 since I gave the signal. I gave some other signals also there, so you definitely want to be in that Discord, because I give their signals every single day to help you to make a lot of money here in this upcoming bull run. So now, while we are talking already about altcoins, let's have a look here on the Bitcoin dominance. The Bitcoin dominance broke the key level of 51.1% here to the upside, and rallied then massively, of course, because Bitcoin was just pushing to the upside and everything was flocking into Bitcoin. So, but we also hit a resistance here at 54.31% and pulled back there a little bit from. What we can also see is that the dominance did not really continued to fall to the downside, which would give us a proper altcoin season. So what I believe is going to happen here over the next coming days and weeks, most likely, is that we might actually go and break the 54.31% level on the Bitcoin dominance. Let me actually go here to a weekly chart. And here I think I just see another key area that we have to watch, a downward sloping resistance line coming all the way from here. We were really, really close to break above that line. We might get a test of that resistance line at 55.5%, more or less. But I believe from there we're going to see a rejection to the downside back to the 49% level. And that at that moment in time, altcoins going to explode like crazy. The move that you saw on Link over a couple of days, like 50%, that's nothing to what's going to happen when we see a proper rejection on a specific level here on the Bitcoin dominance to the downside. I also want to have a quick look here on Ethereum, and then I will let you guys leave. Here on Ethereum, remember what I told you guys, the 0.786 level is a good level to long Ethereum on the 4-hourly chart for a potential move to 2051, 2041 to the golden ratio. So we are at this level right now. And I'm also starting to build a small long position here already. And if we pull back lower, you should have some money on the sideline for the golden ratio here at the 0.618, 0.65 at 1,731, 1,741 to add more to your position because I'm highly convinced that on that pullback that we're gonna see on Bitcoin, that we might get into that golden ratio and then move really, really quick here to the upside into the above lying golden ratio on the on Ethereum, which will give us approximately 18 to 90% on that move. If you use even a little bit of leverage like 10x, it's almost 190% that you can book here quite easy on that specific trade here. Guys, that's it already for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments which altcoins you are trading right now, and do you think that we're gonna get a pullback to $32,000? I'm really keen to know. Let me know, and don't forget, smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you then again with some altcoins tomorrow.